Mark Carney takes 3 days off the campaign and it's giving Joe Biden. No, I'm just kidding. And I'm going to be talking about some criticism that I am seeing from Pierre from right-leaning creators. So welcome back to the Freedom Pines podcast. I'm your host, Jamie B, and I'm here every single day giving you election coverage, okay? And I am covering everything that I am seeing from all corners of the internet, whether that be X, TikTok, Instagram, audiobooks, podcasts. And so today, if that interests you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into it. My children are home. My husband is home. It is Saturday, but I am here. I am here delivering you guys the goods, okay? So Mark Carney's taken 3 days off, and he is insanely rude to the press. Pierre, I wouldn't trust the media either if I was Pierre, but the media is quite literally being paid by Mark Carney. So I genuinely don't know why he looks at the media with such disgust when you see him in everything else besides this. He's in a great mood. When he's a billionaire, he's loving life. And then when he has to be a prime minister and deal with us peasants, which is exactly how you should see that Mark Carney looks at us, because that's exactly what he thinks of us. He thinks we are peasants, okay? Honestly, at least Trudeau was a good actor. The man was walking out of every single building he went into being told to go himself, and he still had a giant smile and waving on his face, okay? He only lost it a few times, and he did lose it, okay? Especially at that Ukraine thing. Like, he lost it a lot. But overall, he kept his composure. Mark Carney is quite clearly, like, I don't mean to sound like a leftist. He doesn't seem like he likes women. He doesn't seem like he respects. I don't think it's actually just women. I just don't think he respects working class people. And he's mad that he can't just wave a wand and become a dictator overnight. So if there's any indication of how Mark Carney's going to treat us, that would be a good one, okay? By the way, Mark Carney says he's taking time off not because he was being sassy to journalists and needs to take a time out like Joe Biden. He says that he needs to deal with the non-existent new tariffs. So, But anyways, I'm going to have to be talking about some of the right's criticism I've seen about Pierre Poilievre. Now, I'm not talking about, no offense, there's a difference between libertarian PPC and then the crazy PPC. No offense to the PPC, calling me stupid is not going to make me vote for PPC. And then, having your candidate who's running to be leader of your thing, not have a House seat in the House of Commons, number one. Number two, block me on Twitter. I'm not voting for Maxine. I never will. I would respect your party a lot more if you guys didn't have someone in there who literally went to Davos. Okay, I'm not going to believe that Maxime Bernier isn't a globalist, but Pierre Poilievre is. Okay, if Maxine can change his mind, so can Pierre. Okay, but I'm talking about the people who, I guess there was the other day, Pierre Poilievre didn't let someone wear a Donald Trump or make Canada or America great again hat. I don't know which one it was. And I guess they got kicked out or they weren't allowed to wear it, whatever it was. First of all, I would like to say that no matter if you're going to a political rally, if you're going to, and this is on the right and the left, I've been to Pride, I've been to Every Child Matters, I've been to so many different, I went to BLM, I went to everything, and we had rules for what we were allowed to put on our signs and wear and what, you know what I mean? So while I understand the optics do not look good, it looks like, anti-free speech, blah, blah, blah. It's because, especially during the Million Man March, we weren't allowed to have Trudeau flags. And why is that? Well, because we were there to protest for kids' innocence, and wearing a Trudeau flag isn't exactly giving kids innocence, okay? So we knew that the signs that we needed to bring, and we didn't allow people to bring hateful signs against the LGBTQ plus community. Now, here's the thing, is that at my local one, I guess they didn't have rules, and somebody brought like a very hateful sign, and I wouldn't have stood with him. I wouldn't have. I believe in the Million Man March, and I believe our mission, as in they are teaching things in the name of LGBT to kids that are just so inappropriate, and I wish that the LGBT community didn't just listen to what the media had to say, because a bunch of us were there because we are worried about the community, that they are medicalizing it, but I digress, whatever. So I'm just saying, like, I'm glad that they gave us rules, even though I was like, oh, that's kind of shitty. No, it's because the optics of it all, you just know that CTV would get that one random picture of someone wearing a Trump hat and be like, oh my gosh, it's a pro-Trump rally, blah, blah. Oh my gosh. That's the only reason why, okay? It's not because Pierre doesn't believe in freedom of speech. I wouldn't be able to go there and wear hateful shirts either, okay? However, I obviously understand what that looks like and why it looks so bad. But another thing, okay, here's the Uniparty discussion. Here's where this comes in, because I watch two people right now I'm going to criticize that I would criticize in a conversation with them, because I do believe that these people, like, I know that Viva Fry is very PPC and Pleb is Pierre. So I know that these people would have a conversation with me, and I wouldn't be afraid to say this. But I find a lot of the people who say Uniparty are people that A, do not have kids right now, B, are not living here, or C, have a nice, cushy content creator job. Okay? Because the difference is that you guys might seem like this is a uniparty, but one of these people one part of this uniparty puts Canadians into poverty and makes food so expensive they have a hard time feeding their families. My husband works so many of his shifts for free, and they're like, well, don't you want the social programs? What social programs? Right now, we don't even have a family doctor. So our money, like the money my husband makes, half of it goes to like people who come over here and get put up in hotels, while we have thousands of people who are homeless. Okay? But the thing is that the Conservative Party of Canada, they hold their people accountable. Genuinely, and I was listening to Trish, and I agree with Trish being like, where was Andrew Scheer when he was the leader? Truly, I think I would have liked Andrew Scheer when he was leader if he was the way that he is right now. I just don't think that he even lived up to his potential. I think that if he ran for prime minister, maybe even after Pierre, he might get in. I don't know if there's some sort of double jeopardy rule. And I could see how people would think it was a uniparty back then, but they've switched up the leader. Pierre has definitely stood out way more than any other leader I have seen. I just want to say that one of these governments gives people like me a chance to live a very good life, and one of these governments puts us all into poverty. So as much as I understand that, yes, this is the government and there are so many corrupt people, I know you guys probably don't know this about me, but I know somebody who I met before their parents were ever in government, and it's like conservative leaning. And they were great people before their parent was even in, like, they took me to appointments for my daughter when I was a single mom, stuff like that. Like, very, very good people and nice. Some people genuinely do care, and that's why they work for government. Not everybody's working for government to get themselves ahead, genuinely. And if I didn't have such a trailer park boys vocabulary, I would probably run for government too, because I genuinely do care about people. I genuinely do think that government is important. I do think that we need justice, we need freedom, we need liberty, all of those different things, okay? I believe in the Canada that we lived in before, and it looks very, very different under the Liberals. So when people say, oh, uniparty, I'm literally just like, yeah, except for the amount of things, I made a TikTok yesterday, actually. This is a perfect example. It was me sitting at like a desk pretending to be in college. I was a single mom in college during Harper, and I look over, and the other half of the tweet it's me looking over, and the text says, me chilling as a single mom, able to do what I want with my body in college, with 166 conservative seats and 106 NDP seats. And then I look over, and it's the impending doom of Justin Trudeau, and it's like the scene from Community where they're on the darkest timeline and Troy drops the pizza and screams because the whole place is on fire. Yeah, that's Canada. And when people like me are able to get ahead and be able to survive in a good economy, it makes people's lives better. People on the left often say that it just benefits the rich. No, living comfortably benefits us too. When I can afford groceries, that makes me happy. I, in fact, now know what it's like to struggle with this, and it's just, sometimes people can seem out of touch. I just want to say it's easy to sit back and I think, and I don't think what annoys me is that they criticize Pierre, because I criticize Pierre too. I don't agree with everything that he says. What gets me is the commentary around Uniparty and say, like, I'm sorry, did you leave during Harper because life was unaffordable, or did you leave during Justin Trudeau because things got tyrannical and our economy went into the toilet and all of these different things? You know what I mean? Like, Canada was a good place. Now it's not. Harper wasn't perfect, and life wasn't perfect before Trudeau whatsoever, but you could make something of yourself, and there were supports there. And just the leftists, and their misinformation, like, honestly, you think that if you listen to only leftists, you would genuinely think that the time that we lived through during Harper, which they never bring up, the fact that we've already lived through a conservative government and didn't lose, nobody's rights were lost, okay? Never bring it up. But Pierre Poilievre is going to, because he's voted. And the thing that they say is a pro-life bill is when the conservatives put a bill through that said, basically, you're going to be held responsible if you murder a pregnant woman and the baby inside her dies too. You're going to get a charge for that. And they said, no, because then that means that a fetus is a person and blah, blah, blah. Then it'll become illegal. And they go into this whole jargon of it. And I'm literally just like, this is a conspiracy theory. I've read the entire thing myself. It just leaves me speechless, because this should be an obvious win. This should be a feminist obvious win, because there's so many places around the world. And do you think that they say that what they want it to be reworded as, to make sure that men are held accountable for the baby that they're unalive their wives for? No, of course they don't. Because they are so ideologically driven that they don't realize that there's places around the world that have laws and these types of laws. They live in delusional land right now. And when I see right-leaning creators say these things, I'm like, oh my God, you guys, stop. I understand that you think, and you know what? Conservatives aren't perfect, by the way. I will just say, we need to make sure that we're paying attention to environmental things and stuff like that. And like I've said before, when the federal government gets in, I will be able to hopefully chill more, okay? And be able to talk about different things other than this. Okay, you guys, because every other Thursday when my husband gets paid and I have to go get groceries, every other Friday, my heart skips a beat every time, because I'm in fight or flight mode, because why is everything so expensive? And I'm just like, one of the parties lets us eat and one of them doesn't. What do you not understand? What do you not understand about that? I'm sorry. I also made another one today. It was like the feminists looking away from all of these things, and then it's like the feminists being like, they might take away abortion. Okay, well, they might take away reproductive rights. Okay, so what about all of us that are struggling with our menstrual cycles now that we've been mandated to get the safe and effective thing? What about us? No, we don't matter. So anyways, I'm quiet because my family is upstairs. My husband is almost finished this beautiful Canada poster. I'm gonna post a picture of it when he's done, and I can't wait to frame it. I was like, oh, we should finish it before the election. He finishes it in 4 days. It's 1,000 pieces. So I thought I was gonna participate, and then I realized that I don't have new glasses because I can't afford them because Canada's a joke. So please like and subscribe so I can afford glasses. Anyways, you guys have a great Saturday, okay? The sun is finally shining in Ontario, Northern Ontario. It is literally 9 degrees out. There is a giant conservative sign on the outside of our beautiful neighborhood, and you know what? The election's in a few days. This might be so stressful, you guys, and I completely understand because I am reporting on all of these things, and the amount of, like, when I feel like when I come to make my videos, I don't even provide enough information, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to talk about this, this, and this, because I'm so overwhelmed with information. Like today, I brought back the clip of Justin Trudeau at the 2023 press gallery making fun of the fact that Canadians are hungry by saying that the meat is tough and the bread is stale. So there's just so many things that this government has done to us in the past even 3 years since the Freedom Convoy that I'm like, my jaw's on the floor. Anyways, guys, I'm very excited for spring to be here. I have a lot of my plants grew, a lot of them didn't. I'll be making some shorts, keep you guys updated on the garden situation, okay? Because let's be honest, we need to bring back life skills like gardening, okay? I say this as I don't make my children do this with me. I need to make them do this with me, okay? Because they love doing it in the summer when like everything's done and they get to pull the weeds and all those sorts of things with me. But like they're too impatient for that. And I get it. I didn't want to complete the puzzle with my husband because I can't see and I'm very impatient. So anyways, guys, if you listened up till now, leave a Canada flag. I just realized that was why people were leaving Canada flags. My ADHD is out of control sometimes. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for everything that you guys do. It truly means a lot. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys are doing this weekend, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.